What is up? First to the floor, Jake Eisenberg, solo show. Celtics win 4 games in a row. The streak continues. Celtics beat the crap out of the Pacers. We're holding the swearing back until we get through a minute of the YouTube video here. 142, 122 Celtics win. What a time to be alive. All right, where to begin? Jaylen Brown 30 bomb, Payton Pritchard taking over in the second quarter. This is a look. Are the Indiana Pacers now 6-25? Yes. But the Pacers don't play like a 6-25 team when they play the Boston Celtics. Again, they come out firing hot. 6 for 6 from 3. The fake shooting and the Indiana Pacers against the Boston Celtics is death taxes and Andrew Nembhard playing like he's prime Allen Iverson. Every single time. So the resiliency of this team continues to be one of the most impressive things about the team. You go down 15 in this game, I think was the biggest lead for the Pacers. And you're just like, can they stabilize before half, get back in the game? And they did. Because you like as bad as the Pacers are, as I just mentioned, you don't want to have to come back from 20 down against the same team again. And what do the Celtics do? Put up 47 points in the second quarter, 47-22. That was essentially the game, was that response from the Celtics in the second quarter. They went absolutely nuclear, driven by Pritchard, driven by Baylor Scheinman, who we're going to get into. Really impressive. What up, everybody in the chat? Good to see you. We were chopping it up in the first of 4 Discord earlier, getting rowdy. There was some Australian, Johnny Furphy copping it for his haircut from RJ in the Discord. Just ridiculous. Blasphemy against my fellow countrymen. But this team, starts hot for the Pacers. And you know who comes in and helps turn the game? 2 guys. Luka Garza and Sam Hauser in that first quarter. Pacers are hot. Garza comes in, who has copped a lot of shit on this show and copped a lot of shit from Celtics fans, everybody. The last few games here, Luka Garza has been legitimately good. The defense is going to be what the defense is, but the dude, no one's playing harder than this guy. Maybe Hugo Gonzalez, but Luka Garza is killing himself out there. Garza had 15 points tonight and was a team high plus 26. Really, really impactful and good basketball from Luka Garza over the past few games. He's a good offensive player. The way that he's been setting screens and getting guys open and chemistry in the short roll with all sorts of ball handlers, Pritchard, Derek White. Hey, there's going to be matchups where he can play. Against some of the dregs of the NBA, Luka Garza can come in, give you how many? 27 minutes tonight. Cater only played 21, and Cater continues to trend in the wrong direction, in my opinion. So it's great that Garza can come in and pick up the slack. I don't know what's going on with Cater in particular. He did have 5 defensive rebounds tonight, but I'm not feeling the physicality of Cater on the glass on either end at the moment. I would like to see maybe Luka Garza playing well. Maybe lights another fire under Cater. I don't think Cater's starting job is in danger by any means, but this is a couple games now where Garza is out earning Neemias Cater when it comes to the minutes. Missed a couple free throws, missed a couple easy ones, I thought. But yeah, I've got to give it to Luka Garza because we try to be consistent on this show. And we've been tough on Anthony Simons. We've been tough on Baylor Scheinman. We've been tough on Luka Garza. I've been tough on Payton Pritchard years ago. It's been a while since I've needed to be tough on Payton Pritchard, who was amazing again tonight. Tough on Jordan Walsh. So Luka Garza has very much been a central role figure on this now 4-game winning streak for the Boston Celtics. 4-game winning streak. Celtics move to 20-11. Is that right? 19-11. On pace for 52 wins. Playing at a 58-plus win pace since their 0-3 start. Part of this is the Eastern Conference not being very good, but, the Cleveland Cavaliers are 17-15 in the same conference, and you've beaten them twice. So the NBA is the NBA. The Miami Heat that everybody was slurping for a revolutionizing offense when the reality is they were just playing faster. They're 15-15. The Celtics are now starting to separate a little bit. The Raptors look like they're about to lose to the Wizards as well. We'll get into the standings. But Jazz in the chat, GoFundMe for Luke Garza's hydration tablets and cooling system. He reminds me of how much Chris Middleton used to sweat. And the way that Joe Mazzulla again continues to pull these levers. The Coach of the Year race is tight, honestly. I think there's a lot of guys that deserve consideration. But Mazzulla, night in, night out, feels like he seems to be pressing the right buttons. Like going back to Garza in this mini stretch of games, not something I saw coming. Josh Minot, revelation early in the season, no minutes tonight. Ugo and Walsh, the story of the past month, and for Ugo, the story of the last 3 games. In comes Baylor Scheinman. No Josh Minot. And Baylor Scheinman leads this backup wing group with 20 minutes compared to Ugo's 12 and Walsh's 19. Shout out RJ. Appreciate the super chat. Good win. Not all development is a straight line progression. I expect Walsh, Ugo, Minot, and Baylor to have slippage as they mature too. Yeah, of course. If Walsh and Ugo were able to perform at the level they have performed at their peak every single night, especially when we're talking about what Walsh has done lately, if he's able to do that every night for an entire season, then he's an all-star. It's what makes the greats great, is being able to play at an incredibly high level all of the time. See Jaylen Brown. But Baylor Scheinman, again, another guy who's copped a lot of shit from me in particular, as a dude that I'm not sure as an NBA player, has been solid in all of his opportunities this season. And tonight, he was the best of this group of wings. In a period of time where we're all falling over ourselves to talk about how much we love Ugo and how much of a genius Brad Stevens is, for Baylor Scheinman to be the guy tonight to come in, and it wasn't all just offense. Baylor Scheinman was our best Pascal Siakam defender tonight, like pretty easily. I thought Walsh struggled early, picked up 2 fouls, tried Ugo, struggled, went back to the bench. In comes Baylor. This play here tonight, we've got it here. Some nice screen navigation. Kind of just bangs into Jay Huff, knocks him off his spot, slides his feet, has a ton of space, Siakam does. Derek White comes over, forces a shot from Quentin Jackson, I think his name is, who, for being serious, great person to help off. This team is, Green Boomer in the chat. Another good team win. This team is the quintessential greater than the sum of their parts team. And as good as the team was last season and the season before, where they go win 64 games, 61, go 16-3 in the playoffs, that team was just insanely talented, and I think met expectations. That team should have won the title. Did they have an historically dominant season? Yes. I think it was an historically good roster. Coming into the season, even RJ, who was one of our more optimistic fans, predicting, I think, 46 wins, if I'm not mistaken, the Celtics being on track for 50 plus right now, as we're 30 games into the season, that's massively exceeding expectations. And this team might get Jason Tatum back. Let's replace the Anthony Simons minutes with Jason fucking Tatum, who today received a left-handed pass in a workout from Brad Stevens on his way to dunking in an empty gym, sweating, dripping in sweat, glistening, some would argue. Had me feeling all sorts of things. Look, we'll talk about the Tatum thing a million times, but just the fact that a 6'9" dude coming in and being good at rebounding as opposed to Simons who can't rebound will immediately improve the Celtics' biggest weakness. Can't really overstate how important that would be. Shirtless. Goodness, funky pants. What is he doing to us? Ridiculous. But yeah, Baylor Scheinman also had, was it a collecting of a loose ball and then behind the back pass to Derek White or Payton Pritchard for a three? It was a Simons three. Baylor behind the back to Simons for three. Has another 3-point make for himself. 5 rebounds for Baylor. Another thing like that I love about Baylor, plus rebounder for his position. I'm a rebounding slut. I love rebounding. I understand the importance of it, and I understand that a lot of it is effort. Like defense is, I think, more skill than people give it credit for. Rebounding obviously has a skill element to it as well. A lot of it is 1-2. Go get the fucking ball, dude. And Baylor being a plus rebounder for his position, pretty much everybody on this roster is a plus rebounder except for Anthony Simons. The problem is we're just very small. I've been, is that the Knicks game? I'm calling the Heat game. So I've been saying that Miami game around February 8th as well. So we're aligned on that one, Adam. Spoonie definitely owes Luka Garza an apology. Yeah, I think a few of us are calling that same day for Tatum's return. It's hard to know, but even if he comes back like after the All-Star break, like early March, can he get 15, 20 games under his belt before the playoffs to knock the rust off? I can't believe we're on track for a fucking home playoff series. Have they updated the standings now? Yeah. We are 2 games clear now. 2.5 games. 3 games clear of the 7th seed. 3-game lead on a safe from the play-in. It is starting to separate. Starting to separate for the Boston Celtics. I just mentioned that before, Derek. It aroused me. How can it not? Seeing Brad Stevens work out with Jason Tatum. He's been there since the minute Tatum tore his Achilles, helped him carry him to the locker room, been there for all of the rehab. The Celtics culture propaganda vibes machine right now it doesn't really get much higher than this. The Kaizen Warriors are carrying us through this season. Wait, who had 4 steals? Baylor had 4 steals? Jaylen Brown had 4 steals. Very nice. But yeah, this game in particular, Sam Hauser, put your Sam Hauser trades back in your drafts. Keep your Sam Hauser trades to yourself for now. As much as I enjoy the Ugo, the Walsh, the Minot, the Baylor, no one on this team, or no one of that backup wing rotation can go 7 for 8 from 3. And he was 7 for 7 from 3, and he chucked up a ridiculous heat check. And he was battling late in the game too. 3 offensive rebounds, helping protect the net rating. The dude is a fucking flamethrower. And when we get to the playoffs and teams are game planning for the Celtics, I'm worried that Ugo, Walsh, Minot, Baylor are going to be left wide open. And it might not matter because the Celtics can generate in the half court because of Tatum and Jaylen no matter what. And you just want those athletes and that offensive rebounding and that defense out there. And you just kind of grit your way through your half court sets. And I've seen this a lot. Sam for Robert Williams works as a trade. And I actually don't think it works straight up. I think you have to throw in another veterans minimum if I'm not mistaken. I don't think giving up assets for Robert Williams in the middle of the season makes sense. I think signing Robert Williams in the offseason makes sense. I love Rob. In this season, winning the chance, as much as I think that the Celtics can legit make the finals, and if I do think that, then I guess you have to say they have a chance to win the title. But it does feel a little too aggressive, in my opinion, to give up someone like Sam Hauser, who's on a great contract, for Robert Williams. And I love Robert Williams. Rob Williams makes 13.2. Sam Hauser makes 10, pretty much flat. So you just throw in another veterans minimum, whether that's Tillman. You can make it work, obviously, but and the Blazers desperately need shooting, so I think the Blazers would do that in a heartbeat. Can you get some picks back from the Blazers? Maybe becomes a little more intriguing, but then you have to re-sign Rob. I would just wait to the offseason, use him, use part of your mid-level exception to get Rob Williams in the door. Because there's still such an inherent risk with bringing in Rob Williams. I love him so much. He looks to be like athletically not back, but back to where he looks like an outlier athlete, outlier offensive rebounder again. But I'm not pulling the trigger on a Hauser for Rob Williams trade when I know I can rely on Hauser, and you've still got 3 more years after this year of Hauser locked up on less than the mid-level exception. I'm a big Hauser guy. You just like that level of shooting. I like the rebounding, the size, like that combination is just not something that grows on trees. For that contract, that's just a risk I'm not willing to take for a team that, as much as I am loving what's happening, like winning the title feels a little bit too much. But I do love Rob. Second game in 3 games where Payton Pritchard has taken over for a quarter. In that Raptors game, goes absolutely nuclear. Tonight, Payton Pritchard ends up with 29, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 3 turnovers. Like, Simon's actually had 3 rebounds tonight, but Payton Pritchard did. This is why when I tweet about Anthony Simons' rebounding and frustration, and I get a lot of like Pritchard comments below, I feel like they're kind of checkmating themselves when that happens. Pritchard's a really good rebounder for his position, let alone his size. 9, he's like got, how many games do you think he has this season with like 6+ rebounds? A lot more than Anthony Simons, obviously, but like that's a really valuable skill to have at the guard position. And Payton Pritchard has gotten to a point where I kind of like when he goes off in like that in the Raptors game, I'm still just kind of like just in disbelief. But when he's hitting these step back, anytime he goes to a step back, I kind of just expect it to go in now. Pritchard makes his 3rd game this season of 9 or more rebounds, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games now with at least 6 rebounds for a guy that is only 6'1", allegedly. Shout out to Jake's wife in the back, always the real hero of this show. Yeah, 4.3 rebounds per game for a dude that's like barely 6 foot. So impressive. But yeah, dude, he kind of has taken that TJ McConnell part of his, like added that TJ McConnell part of his game to his game. They're like, play really fast, get into the teeth of the defense. If it's not there, keep a dribble alive, dribble around the paint, take another screen from Luka Garza, and then he's just kind of wide open for a 9 to 12-foot jump shot, and he's just money. He's just money from that spot. His efficiency continues to trend up. I expect it to really push into that 60% true shooting range eventually, but I love the way that he's added this to the game, and I always want him to be more aggressive. Like seeing him play the way that he does tonight, that's why he's on the court. When I see him passing up shots and being hesitant, I'm like, get him out of there, dude. That's why he's on the court, and that's what makes him special. Some of these step backs over like 7-footers, I'm just like ridiculous. Late in the game, he had another one as well. So tough for Pritchard. TJ McConnell, I got a little bit scared. We had the Walsh, TJ, kerfuffle, ruckus. That was very, very fun. TJ, I think, thought that he got hit in the head by Walsh when it was his own dude, Harry Potter. Something Potter. Micah Potter. For, clearly a year 1 wizard. Micah Potter doesn't really have it yet. But yeah, TJ got pissed, pushed Walsh. Ridiculous that Walsh got given a technical for that. The refs are cowards. They're always handing out these double technicals. Hand out the technical to the person who deserves the technical and not to both. It's like when 2 kids, it's like oh, so and so he hit me, but yeah, he hit me first. Let's try and punish the person who's really at fault here. And it was TJ McConnell losing his mind, which was kind of ironic because he's an effort merchant as well. So to get mad at someone else playing hard is kind of ironic. But I did get a little bit worried when TJ went on that little run there. Couple of buckets, Pacers crowd, defense. But again, Celtics just took the punch. Lead got down to like 16, maybe 18, and then they pushed it back out to 22, 24. This team just continues to play hard, play the right way. They're at a point now where they really know who they are. It definitely clicked a couple of weeks ago, but now they know exactly their identity, their style. No matter who's out there, they're playing the same way. It reminds me of the Stay Ready crew from last season where it didn't really matter who was out of the lineup and the year before, whether it was, Cornette starting or Pritchard getting a bigger role. And obviously the talent is not quite as high as last season, but it feels the same. Doesn't matter if it's Baylor, doesn't matter if it's Ugo or Walsh. Whoever is out there or Gaza knows the assignment, knows the way to play, and they're just driving wins. Yes, I get it. It was the Pacers tonight. How impressed can you really be? These home baseball series are always tough. These teams always play fucking tight. The Pacers and Celtics. I think the Celtics are now 10-8 in their last 18 matchups, if I'm not mistaken. That second quarter was bananas, dude. 47-22, driven by that identity. Ton of threes, offensive rebounds, and 0 turnovers. The Celtics are leading the league in turnovers, or not turning the ball over. And it's a huge part of why they're winning games. Just controlling the shot margin. Even though Jaylen Brown tried to give some back at the beginning of that third quarter. And so the lead got down to 9 off a couple of Jaylen Brown turnovers, and then bang. Tough mid-range. Jaylen goes nuts. Oh, and then, of course, we had that Celtics porn sequence, which I also have here. This is in the third quarter. Celtics have stabilized off the back of those turnovers. Jaylen Brown's on his just run here. Too small. Fade away. Pacers try to push. And who sparks it? Jaylen on Nemhard. Gets in there. Great save. Run the floor, Gaza. Behind the back. Beautiful, man. Beautiful, man. Jaylen Brown, another 30-point game. Kind of a bit of stat padding in late in the game. Back-to-back threes. And this was Jaylen Brown took 1 3-pointer up until those late threes. He just gives the game whatever it needs right now. He was just kind of like a metronome early in this game. He didn't force it. I didn't feel like he was having a great game. This is what feels like another level of stardom is like, where you think your best player is having an okay game. You look at the box score and they're just quietly have 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting or 4 of 7 plus a couple of free throws. And Jaylen just seems to give whatever the Celtics need, he's giving it to them right now. Another 30 bomb, 11 of his last 12 games, 30 bombs. And the one game where he didn't was the 19-point triple-double in a win against Cleveland. The dude's playing at a top 10 level. I saw on the Ringer 100, he was ranked 13th. And after you get past the top 3, 4, 5, a lot of it can be kind of fluid. I think if the season ended today, he would actually win All-NBA second team. The fact that he's got the Celtics at the 3rd seed, averaging 36 and 5 or whatever it is. Not team high, but plus 19 tonight. The impact is just there every single night. Healthy, only missed 2 games. He's just a monster every single night. Knows exactly where he needs to get to. The mid-range jump shots, dude. He's just become a blend of Giannis and Jaylen. Not as good as those guys, but the just wrecking ball, downhill relentlessness, getting to the free throw line, not as much tonight. Giannis element to his game, and then just the way that he's separating and creating space and getting to his spots and then knocking down these middies in a Shea-like fashion. High praise, but absolutely deserved. I thought Derek White played with a ton of confidence tonight. 21, 5, 6, 2 steals, a block. 6 for 15. I thought he missed a couple of makeable ones, but still 21 on 15 shots. 3 for 7 from 3, 6 for 7. He just feels like he's back to being Derek White. Really confident, I thought, in that second quarter. And was a huge driver of that massive 47-point second quarter. Just continues to be fantastic chaos creator defensively. Maybe the worthy of the Hilton Presidential Suite, me and the Mistress tonight. He's been that good lately. The Mistress, we love to see it. Getting to the free throw line, controlling things, of course, team like a massive plus 16. Really, really impressive. But yeah, I think great game from the Celtics. Easy W, 4 straight. Quick ad read. Going to talk about the Christmas games quickly. Talk about the standings in the schedule. And then get out of here. PrizePicks. Shout out PrizePicks. Patriots, Jets. Ton of injuries for the Patriots. Drake May, MVP, still on the line. NBA's here. Why not sprinkle a little bit on the Jets this week? Drake May, more passing yards. I think the Patriots are still going to have to put up points. The Patriots defense is a mess. Spillane, Milton still out. 3 guys for the Patriots in concussion protocol. I'm on my toes for this one. The line being huge. But yeah. Jaylen Brown, more points. Payton Pritchard, more points. It's hard to kind of go on some of these wings. You don't really know who's playing at the moment. But Payton Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, you feel like you can ride those guys pretty comfortably at the moment. Download the app today. PrizePicks app. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's good to be right. All right. Christmas Day. Well, schedule-wise, just for looking forward, the Celtics schedule really opens up here. So they've got a 4-game winning streak going. They've got the Blazers, Jazz, Kings, Clippers, Bulls. Their next 5. They might drop one just because that's the NBA, but it's very possible they go into the Nuggets game with a 9-game winning streak. And you can see them climbing up the standings. They're 2 games out of the 2 seed right now. It's insane. And I think they can keep rolling. They're healthy right now. You kind of need to take advantage of this stretch, honestly, because it will obviously get more difficult. But go take care of business. Keep racking up these wins. Give yourself a buffer for in case you do get a Jaylen Brown injury. Give yourself a nice, comfortable cushion away from that 7 seed. Comfortable playoff series. Lock in your playoff first round series. Get a week of rest before you go into the playoffs. Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Hope everybody had a great couple of days. Hopefully family was okay. I know that time can be weird for some people, but Santa delivered. Shout out Santa / my mom and dad for some awesome Celtic shorts and awesome Celtic socks. Beautiful. Boxing Day in Australia is Christmas Day in the US, the day after Christmas, and it's one of my favorite days of the year. NBA starting from 3 a.m. Australia time, NFL starting from 4 a.m., and the cricket starting around 8 or 9 a.m. And it's the perfect combination of sports. I personally have a tough time watching multiple basketball games at once. There's too much going on. But basketball, American football, and cricket is the perfect blend of sports. Ooh, RJ, keep me posted on the Bulls and Philly here. Bulls up 2 on Philly with less than 2 minutes left. That would be lovely. The Bulls have been helping us out lately, which I very much appreciate. But we got 3. So get up at 4 a.m., start the Cavs game on delay with the Commanders and Cowboys. I'm in my fantasy Super Bowl. So I had a few, had George Pickens, Jameer Gibbs killed me. But the Cavs Knicks, I'm still not sure who I'm supposed to be going for when the Knicks play, against one of these other Eastern Conference teams. It's kind of like a win-win situation because they're helping us out with the standings. But I kind of wouldn't mind getting up to the 2 seed. The Cavs are just, they got to move. They got to start moving some stuff around, man. The Cavs go up 20-5 early in the game. Not a surprise the Knicks come back. Knicks go up kind of like by 9 or 10, and then the Cavs actually end up by 16 points with 8 minutes to go, and they fucking collapse. And the cherry on the shit Sunday for the Cavs, Karl Anthony Towns crashing from the corner for an offensive rebound over Evan Mobley. And that right there just like sums up everything that's wrong with the Cavs to me. You're starting 2 7-footers, you're closing with 2 7-footers, you can't fucking grab a rebound for the down the stretch in that game. Would we take Jared Allen? Absolutely fucking not. Dude makes $30 million and can't rebound. No way. No chance. Maybe he would play better for the Celtics. And like he's a fine player. Like good screen setter, good roller. Can't believe he made a fucking all-star team. But no chance. Are we trading 30 million? I mean, Anthony Simons for Jared Allen. If you can just like do that straight up, there's no reason the Cavs would do something like that, obviously. But the Cavs are just dead. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen's an elite rebounder? Not to me. Not to me. And then doesn't he make 30 million after this season? If I'm not mistaken. That's way. Yeah, 28, 30, 32. No, thank you. I am good on Jared Allen. That is for damn sure. I would much rather invest those types of resources in like a platoon, someone with a higher upside and not a history of going out sad in the playoffs. I'm sure he would get the Boston Celtics bump, but not a risk I'm willing to take. Spurs Thunder. I guess it's time to pump the brakes on the OKC Thunder being the greatest team of all time. Bulls up 7. We love it. Do I think Simons will be traded? I don't. I just don't see why anyone's trading $25 million for a $25 million dude, unless they desperately need guard play. Zubats is the guy. 2 first-round picks. They can have our 2026 pick this year and another future pick. Send us Zubats, and we're winning the title. And the dynasty's back on. Done. We'll see, like the Clippers. It's over, man. The pick is a sunk cost. Bulls, take it. All right. That's going to give us a 2.5 game buffer on the 4 seed. I love it. I mean, Anthony Simons, I can kind of be talked into to like a veterans minimum if he wants to stay. But I really, maybe like a taxpayer mid-level exception level contract. But other than that, I'm not interested. Not a guy I want to see on my favorite team for years to come. But yeah, Spurs Thunder. On pace for 68 wins now, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Exactly what they won last year. Spurs win 3 in a row against them. All pretty comfortably. The recipe to beat the Thunder is still kind of the same. And the regular season floor is just so high because their defense is so hellacious for most teams. And then you have Shea and enough offense, obviously. But a lot of their offense comes from those turnovers. And if you can limit your own turnovers and just generate normal offense and then pack the paint on defense and force their iffy shooters to try and beat you, that's been the recipe. That's why Denver was able to take them to 7. That's why the Pacers were able to take them to 7. They're not as good, in my opinion, as this 68 win juggernaut that they have been the last 2 seasons. They're not 17, 16 Warriors good. It was like when you talk about getting to the playoffs. And even that Warriors team almost went down to the Houston Rockets, if not for a Chris Paul hamstring and 27 missed 3-pointers in a row. And like the Spurs as well, between De'Aaron Fox, Castle, and Harper, guys that can just get into the paint. And then obviously, Wemby with his post touches, putting pressure on the defense, generating stuff in the paint, just being like a game-breaking physical specimen. They have enough. Yeah, and like not everybody's going to be able to do what the Nuggets did because the Nuggets have Jokic. The Spurs have this platoon of just dynamic, explosive guards. The Pacers had Tyrese Halliburton and Andrew Nembhard. The Celtics have Payton Pritchard. The Celtics have the recipe as well. We have the rim protection. We are leading the league as far as not turning the ball over goes. And we have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. This season, without another big man, I'm not sure. But the Thunder don't punish you on the offensive glass in ways that the other teams do. So like that big weakness for the Celtics is not something I see the Thunder being able to capitalize on in ways that it's the Knicks and the Pistons that can kill you in that regard that make me concerned. And goddamn, do I miss Luke Cornett. Holy shit, if they had been able to keep Luke Cornett, this team would win the East. Fuck. It's kind of crazy that he's easily having the best season of anybody that left. I know Drew was great when he was healthy and Porzingis was pretty good when he was healthy, but they're not. It's just not the same. JT will hemorrhage turnovers versus OKC. We'll see. But it's a team stat. And I have to go back and look at the numbers versus OKC the regular season. And also I think in a playoff series, the Celtics and the Jays and Jalen's just improved. But we'll have to see. And then our own offensive rebounding would be a problem for OKC. But definitely time to put the best team and all-time stuff back to bed. Mavs Warriors came on. I started to get a little bit hazy. Started to have to do family things. But Anthony Davis hurt again. He's just a ticking time bomb. Cooper Flag is fucking awesome. Big Al. Good to see him hit a few threes, but I kind of tuned back in for the Lakers Rockets, which we'll get to in a second. But then I got to the airport I started watching the Wolves Nuggets game when the Wolves were down 5 in regulation, and then watched the chaos from there. Holy shit. Ant's awesome. But good Lord, Nikola Jokic, 56, 16, and 15 on 89% true shooting. And the Nuggets looked absolutely dead in overtime. They go down 9, and Nikola Jokic, LeBron aside, I don't even put him in this generation, but the next, Jokic is the best player of this generation so comfortably. I know you got LeBron, Steph. Jokic is easily going to pass Durant, in my opinion, if he hasn't already. Just absurd, dude. They go down 9 and Nikola Jokic just decides to win the game. And gets ejected because he's upset. Doesn't know how to control his emotions. But yeah, last bit here before we leave.
Sarah, I cannot believe.
Yes, it's been a little while since we have done the Schadenfreude report. The preying on the downfall of the opposing teams didn't quite hit as hard early in the season when it didn't feel like we had a chance to do a whole lot this season. That has changed. And the Lakers failing and losing in spectacular fashion like they did on Christmas Day in front of everybody, no better time to bring back the Schadenfreude report. It doesn't matter, fat Luka, skinny Luka. Luka doesn't play defense. And Luka Doncic, 41-year-old LeBron James, DeAndre Ayton, and JJ Redick, just oil and water. JJ Redick is fucking crashing out, calling his team out every single game. And that's just not a good job security strategy if you're JJ Redick, in my opinion. I think JJ's a great coach, but I think he has no chance of getting what he needs and what he wants from this team. Effort, rebounding, defense, when your three best players are Luka Doncic, and it's not LeBron James's fault, to be honest. Like, I see people saying his effort is garbage and whatnot. The dude's 41, man. You knew what you were getting yourself into. Like, he cannot be asked to. Maybe he could. Sure, he's maybe loafing a little bit too much on the defensive glass or whatever. But when you build around those three dudes, you're gonna be surprised that you've got a fucking defense and rebounding problem. Yeah, no surprise. How long is Luka Doncic going to take this being called out in front of everybody thing? How long is LeBron James going to take this being called out of everybody thing? And I love that Lakers fans are blaming Rich Paul starting a podcast on the Ringer with Max Kellerman as the spark of the downfall. It's beautiful. There's conspiracy theories. There's time to get rid of LeBron. Is Luka going to be able to lead us anywhere of note in this era? I feel very comfortable and sleeping very well at night, knowing that the Lakers are not going to win a title in the Luka Doncic era. Not a serious player. The talent is undisputable. One of the best offensive players ever. But for how talented he is, I think he's leaving so much on the table. So much on the table. It's all just like both him, Reeves, LeBron, just ISO self-creation. You contrast the way they play night in, night out to the way that the Celtics play, and it's just, I know who I'd rather watch. I know who I'd rather root for every night. It's so easily the Boston Celtics. Eric Weissworth never leaves anything on the table. Even this season, with the stuff he's leaving stuff off the table. It doesn't matter, man. I'm not a believer. And especially with the way the Western Conference is going, OKC, fucking San Antonio is building their own dynasty out there. Jokic isn't going anywhere. The Rockets have all these young, talented monsters and a ton of assets. The Timberwolves aren't going anywhere. Like, the West is just a fucking bloodbath. The Lakers are the fact they're 19-10 is mind blowing. They've lost 3 in a row. The schedule's starting to tighten up. They've been playing over their head. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Eastern Brewmaster in the chat. Expected win-loss for Lakers is 14-15. Yeah. They're always on a house of cards. They're going to plummet down the standings. And I just hope that they hold on long enough to be a nice little speed bump for the Spurs or the Nuggets. Maybe they fall into the 8 and because they're still capable of creating shots. Maybe they could provide some matchup problems for the Thunder. But yeah, the Lakers aren't winning anything as long as Luka Doncic is at the helm on a Supermax contract. And the next thing we hope for is Austin Reeves getting a max contract from the Lakers. And then LeBron James getting one more max contract as well. That would be fun. And the other piece that I'm really enjoying, seeing how Cooper Flagg's just going fucking nuclear lately. I would love for the Cooper Flagg to become the second greatest player in Mavs history behind Dirk Nowitzki and just make the Luka trade actually a blessing in disguise, long term. Obviously horrendous trade, but the way Cooper Flagg's been looking lately, holy shit. And give me him, dude. Give me Cooper Flagg long term. I know what I'm getting. I know I can build any type of team around him. He's a team building cheat code in the way that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to be or have been. That's what Cooper Flagg is all day long. All right. Just got to squeeze in a little Lakers Schadenfreude. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Maybe bring Marcus home too while we're at it. Anyway, Celtics win 4 in a row, 19-11. Goodness gracious. Good to see everybody. Like the video before you leave. I appreciate you all. Good to see you. Love the Celtics. Go the Celtics. Till next time. Peace.